Yes, it's going. Okay. Hello. Hi, everyone. This is Betty McKnit, and it's been a few days, but I am back to work on my 6-day Supernova blanket. This is the 6-day Supernova. The pattern is free on my site. It's called the 6-day blanket for reasons I'll explain later, but this is my 10th day working on it. So if you have ever been working on a 6-day blanket and thinking, oh, it's taking me longer than 6 days, well, that's the thing. It happens. So anyways, I'm working on this with Lion brand Mandala bonus bundle in the color Chewy. It's called Chewy. And I did happen to, let's see if I can find that link. Yes. I did happen to find it, that it is back in stock. So if you want this yarn, it is back in stock at Lion brand, I think is where I found it, and probably Joann's too. But I have the affiliate link for Lion brand, so I'm going to stick that in the different chats right now if you want some of the Lion brand Mandala bonus bundle. Hi, Amanda. There you go. Oh, TikTok won't let me post it, but YouTube did. So if you want to go on over to the tube, let me try again. See if it'll let me. Nope, I don't think it wants me to post. It's not letting me post that. So, okay. Well, I don't want to get anything shut down. So there you go. If you're in the 6-day Kid Blanket Facebook group, I made a post with the link in it, so you can use that. If you would like some, this yarn was out of stock for a while. This color and the Meowth. The Meowth is also really, what did I do with my Meowth? I swear it was just right here. I have the Meowth, and that one is back in stock. And also there's another one that I have been working with, and it's like pinks and something else, and it's really pretty too, but that one's still out of stock. It's like pinks and purples, and it's really, really pretty. I forget what they're all called. They all have these names. Anyways, I'm on my second Mandala bonus bundle, and I have this, I have this much of it left. So, and I'm at the point with this project where it is taking me a really long time to get around a row. Okay, Mandala 60 Supernova Mandala bonus bundle. My hook is at 5mm hook, 5.5mm hook is what I have been using. I can't find the silver one that I was using to do this with, but thankfully I have another one. It's blue, but it's the same size. So, let's just hope for the best with that. Who knows where that other hook went? I used it for something else, and now I can't find it. It'll turn up, I don't know, someday. Someday when I'm looking for something else and I no longer need it. The other thing I'm using with this blanket is the Scented Stitches Stitch Balm. It is from a company called Scented Stitches. It's an aromatherapy balm. You put the balm on your finger where you tension the yarn, and as you're crocheting, it goes through that balm. It makes everything smell nice. It makes your project smell nice, and it's just for your greater crochet enjoyment. They have 4 scents, and I'm using the one called Calm. And I have an affiliate link for these in my bio as well, if you want one. Okay, let's do this. Let me see if I can remember which row I'm on. I always forget to take that off before I... Okay, the pattern is the 6-day Supernova, and I am doing an adaptation to this blanket called the Ridgy Didge. So the Ridgy Didge stripe, I'm going to stand still, a spotlight. My local didn't have the yarn color I need. I've ordered online, so I have to wait a few days to full. Yay, now I can really get ahead of you. Isn't it? I'm a very competitive person. I'm always saying that to my sister because she's always like, am I ahead of this one? Am I ahead of that one? But then I noticed I'm doing it too. I'm competitive. Like, I want to be the fastest. Mainly, I don't want you to encounter any issues in the pattern before I see them and correct them. Hi, Dan. Okay, so I am on round okay. This is going to be round 6A. And round 6, whatever, is always going to be a Ridgy Didge round. So the way I'm doing the Ridgy Didge on this particular pattern is I'm flipping it and I'm doing front post double crochet in place of double crochet on that round. And that's really the only difference. There's a little bit of fiddling around because I chose to flip the blanket instead of, you know, I could have just stayed on the same side and done back post, double crochet. It would have been the exact same thing. So, but I chose to flip it. Okay, so we're going to start off with a slip stitch and then a slip around the front post of the second stitch and then a chain 3. Round A, ding, ding, ding. My question is, do you block your items and do you block them after you have the oil in there? You know, this is the first time I've ever used the oil. So yes, I do block. Usually I do that by washing and then laying it out flat to dry. But if I had the oil, if I had a project with oil and I wanted to preserve the oil and preserve the scent, I would probably lay it out and spray it down with water. To be honest, I don't know how long the scent remains in the item after it has been washed. Okay, hold on. I forgot to swap these cameras so that people could see my hands. Okay, so 6A. And so at the beginning of the round, I showed how I did the slips. And then you start with the double crochets. And it's, let me see, I have to count them. And then I'll know where I am in the pattern. Ha! When you do this pattern, you have to print it out and check off the rounds because it's confusing which rounds you're on. Even I'm confused and I wrote this. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it's 16 double crochet and then 5 double crochet in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it'll be 17 to go down and then skip 2. So the smaller peaks are going to have 17 double crochet on each side of the peak, and the larger ones are going to have 29. And I don't know how far I'll get tonight. I probably am not going to do more than 2 rounds at a time because it takes so long now to go around. I really wanted like an adult size blanket, we would say, as opposed to a kid blanket. So the pattern only has one more repeat after this, so I don't know if I will continue after that or not. We shall see. So how was everyone's weekend? How was everyone's Monday? Oh, Dan, I didn't see where you said your hands get sweaty. If you're worried about your work getting dirty, I would just maybe take breaks after every round if your hands get really sweaty, and wipe them off. Have some, hand wipes or a towel or something, and just take a minute. I try to lay my work down at the end of every round just to look it over. So I would just make a habit to um, wipe your hands after every round. Amanda said, it'll be fine. I'll let you in. Oh, no, come on. I didn't count there. What did I say? 29. $29. Whoops. And I just took one out. Sick all weekend with some kind of flu. I'm sorry to hear it. Glad you're feeling better today. It's no good. I had that last month. I went to New York and I came back sick, but it was worth it. That's right, New York. I had a crochet friend over. We crocheted all weekend. It was great. Oh man. Spotlight sales, the store was wiped out of a lot. Spotlight is the like Michael's of Australia, but it's not exactly like Michael's, right? It's has other things, not just like Michael's here is just basically a craft store. It just has craft items. It has like uh scrapbooking stuff, baking stuff, knitting and crochet, of course, gift wrapping, toys. I used to work there, so florals, dried florals or fake floral stuff. Um, but Spotlight, I would say, because one of our members one time took us. She FaceTimed with us. It was great. She FaceTimed with us. She was in the car, and so she drove down the street with us, FaceTiming in the car, us Americans, and showed us what it was like in Australia. And one time she was actually camping, and there were kangaroos there, and she FaceTimed and she showed me the kangaroos. That was really cool. But one time she was on her phone and just walked us through a spotlight. And that was really cool. So I would say it's kind of like a Rite Aid. What we have here, it's a Rite Aid or a Walgreens, which is it's like a drugstore, and it has like cosmetics and cold and flu stuff, and the pharmacy is there. And but I think that if I remember right, Spotlight also had like home improvement types of items as well, like tools and things like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I think I remember. It was like an Ace Hardware plus a Rite Aid plus a Michael's. Wish I had a crochet friend to crochet all weekend long with. I know, it was great. We watched, we always put on some kind of series that we can kind of get into. So the last time she was here, I got her hooked on Outlander. So we watched the first couple seasons of Outlander, but now she's all caught up on Outlander. So we didn't watch that. We were like looking for something else to watch. Oh, and we also watched another time she came, she wanted to watch the Hunger Games. So we watched all the Hunger Games movies, which was also pretty cool. And then, so this time we were like, what are we going to watch? This time, what is there to watch? We want a series with, that's going to take us like all weekend to watch, because all we do is crochet and take walks on the beach. And we went out to eat like one time. The rest of the time we just like snack and eat sandwiches and just whatever. I had a chicken I had gotten at the grocery store, and already cooked chicken, and we ate that. And some already like made up mashed potatoes and a salad mix, and that's what we had, like, I don't know, two or three. We had that for leftovers 2 or 3 times. um and then we went out yesterday to eat, but we ended up settling on Game of Thrones. She was like, weren't you watching something about dragons last time I was here, and I was like, well, if we're going to watch that, you have to watch Game of Thrones before you can watch House of the Dragons, because you have to watch the other one first. And I was like, you should have told me you wanted to watch that like the second you walked in the door, because it has, like 6 seasons, and then some of the episodes at the end are like really super long. So I was like, why did you wait until the second day to tell me that? So we started watching Game of Thrones, and she made it all the way through 2 seasons of Game of Thrones. It was fun watching that again, actually. I haven't watched it in a long time, but it was really great. And let's see, I had a star blanket. Actually, you all saw me crochet that star and a superstar on lives last month for Star Blanket September. I wove in a bunch of ends, and I wasn't going to tell you guys this, but I put a couple more rounds on that star blanket, and then I put an edge on it. I ripped out the edge I did on the live. I put a couple more rounds on it, and I did an edge, and then I wove in all the ends on that, and I spent a whole day weaving in ends. So there was that. And then I was like, I don't want to weave in ends anymore. Like, I need a break from doing that. So I got out the Christmas yarn. And last year I had designed these holiday table runners. And I never published them because I gave one of the table runners away before I really photographed it. And so I needed to make another one of those. And then, so I had a Hanukkah one. And I gave that to my daughter, her roommate, who's Jewish, and they have this little menorah that they put out. And so I gave them that to put under their menorah. And then I did a Kwanzaa inspired one with Kwanzaa colors. And so I thought, well, I did Hanukkah and I did Kwanzaa, so I have to do a Christmas one too. So I just crocheted those. They're really small. They didn't take that long to do. So I did those to get those ready for, it's holiday crochet time. People are talking about. I posted a baby blanket that I had made. It's a superstar blanket, but the colors that the new mommy chose were like orange and green, and it's in October. The baby's already been born. It's an October baby, so she had orange. But when I took the picture and I posted it, the orange looked really red. And so I posted it online, and everybody was saying, oh, that would make a great Christmas tree skirt. That would make a good tree skirt, a great tree skirt. I was like, why is everyone talking about tree skirt for this? And then, my friend who was here was like, I saw your Christmas one that you posted. I'm like, it's not Christmas. What's everybody talking about? But then when I really looked at the photo, I saw that it did look like Christmas colors. So I was like, oh yeah, it's time to do the holiday stuff I didn't do last year. So anyways, it was a long spiral way around to get to the point of that. But yeah, I didn't get to publish those holiday things last year, so I'm going to do them this year. I'm just getting them ready, and I have a bunch of stuff to photograph and publish for you all. Really trying to get my act together here. Really trying. And then when I finish this project, which I hope I finish before the end of the month. That's my goal, to get it done before I have to go to New York. And then after I am going to New York again, and after I get back from New York, I'm going to do the 6-day, the next project I'm going to do on lives is the 6-day Ridgy Didge blanket. I've already done the baby blanket one, but this time I'm going to do the quote unquote adult size blanket, and I'm going to do the whole thing live for you all. I'm not going to say the whole entire thing. I might do some of the repetitive parts off camera because this really does drag a project out to have to do the entire thing on camera. But I know people like to crochet along, so I don't know. We'll see how I do. I'll say that. But I'll post some details about that so that people can start getting their yarn and they can join me if they want to. I ended up going with the Lion brand respun yarn, and I think 11, I got 11 of their colors because I didn't know which ones I really wanted to do. So I bought one of almost every single color to try, and I still haven't decided if I'm going to use them all or not. So there you go. There you have it. That's what I'm doing. And I think that's probably going to start like, I would say probably around like this, sometime in the second week of November. I'll say that. And then what else is happening? Tomorrow night, I will be having my monthly, I've been doing it monthly, my crochet self-care meeting where it's a free meeting open to any crocheter or knitter. If you knit, you're also welcome. I mean, I'm saying tomorrow, but if you're watching the replay and it's past, it's, at a later date, just check my website for the current date. But I've been having these meetings where I get together and I teach somatic techniques to help with body awareness while you're crocheting, help you avoid injury, help take care of your body, help you remember to breathe, and also bring like a mindfulness aspect to your crochet practice to help you just get more enjoyment out of it and also to support your mental health. A lot of people are struggling with anxiety and depression, and these are things that crochet can really help us with. And so we talk about that a little bit too. It's really nice, supportive meeting I hold it in my paid membership community, but it's free. It's an open Zoom for anybody. But we talk about this stuff in my membership community, and just like it's part of these things are part of just part of the backdrop of my membership community. But it's free to sign up for that. It's like an hour-long call. everyone's so quiet tonight. Everybody's crocheting. What are y'all working on? I just saw Amanda's comment where she said Spotlight has all crafting stuff, but also homewares and party supplies. They are really pretty, aren't they? I'm telling you. Go get go get you some. They're in stock right now, but probably not for long because I went and posted it everywhere as soon as I saw it. I think I put the link, the affiliate link in the other live videos for this project. Thank you. I don't know what happened, but thank you. I heard the noise. have like a, well, I went and got my nails done. So that's nice. But I have a little snagler. Surprisingly, I have more hand and wrist pain on this side after a day of weaving in ends more than crochet. I don't know if just like my muscles weren't used to it or what, but I noticed that night after I did all that my wrists hurt. My wrist hurt. I was like, this ain't right. I was just weaving in ends. I wasn't even crocheting. No fair. Excuse me. Now my hands are sticky. I can't wait until this skein is done. Does that help the yarn from rubbing your skin? The yarn doesn't really rub my skin. I just had like a little dry something right here that was catching a little dry piece of skin. Like when I get off of here, I'm probably gonna like get the, the cuticle cutters and trim a little bit off. It's just like a little snagler that is catching on the yarn. And so I just thought the lotion might help. And it did. But I have a little, not really quite a hangnail, just a, you know how when you go and get your pedicure and the skin is like, sometimes the skin and the cuticles can get a little rough. You don't lotion up, which I don't do enough. That lotion is a little sticky. But this that I put on my finger is actually scented stitch balm. It has essential oils in it that make the yarn smell nice. It's a very squeaky chair. Is there football on tonight? Is that why everyone's so quiet? You totally forgot. What, that there's football on? You forgot about football? Thank you for whatever that was. I heard that. You were saying something about football earlier when I talked to you. Somebody lost and somebody won. And I was just like, yeah. I think you said the Steelers lost. You'd rather watch me crochet than watch football. She's gone. She's like, forget Betty McBoring. I'm going to go watch the game. Hi, Hessa. How are you? Good to see you. Oh, the Steelers won. Husband uses the DVR to copy the games. Okay. That's cool. Hey, Mama's Adventures. Yes, I'm using scented stitches on this blanket. It's a stitch balm. And you put it on your finger. And the yarn, it has essential oils. It's aromatherapy. And the yarn goes through the oil on your finger. And it makes your project smell good. What am I doing? I'm going into the back loop So the whole point of flipping this was so that I did not have to do that. If you go to my link tree, I have a link in my link tree for you to check them out. It's called Scented Stitches. And they have 4 different scents, and the one that I'm using is called Calm, and it has lavender, bergamot, sweet orange, and patchouli, and it does not have an overwhelming patchouli. So it's really weird. Like the package, I'm looking at the package on my screen and it looks pink on the screen, but it's actually purple. So I don't know. Color is not showing up truthfully all the time on these devices. I feel like I don't feel like my crochet is flowing tonight. Do you get what I mean? I don't feel like I have a good sense. Maybe it's because it's the stupid front post round, but I'm just not feeling the flow tonight. And this is why I was saying that maybe I will not do the entire other project completely from start to finish online, because when you get so far, it's like boring. Really is boring. And it's just like this double crochet round just feels like it's going on and on forever. And I mean, I enjoy doing this, but it's like I don't know. People tell me that they crochet along with me, so I guess I'll just keep talking. I guess I'll just keep finding things to yak about. Yakety yak. Hi, Alora. Yes, this is the 6-day Supernova blanket. It's free on my website with a paid PDF option. And you can crochet the whole thing along with me on live video replay. Because I started this one at the very beginning. I'm actually doing an adaptation on this one where I'm doing a textured round every 6th row, which is the round that I'm on right now. So that there is not a pattern for, but it's just an adaptation to one of the rounds. If you watch the videos, the video replays, then you'll know how to do it. There's a poll on this live, and if you click the poll, it gives you all the details about where everything is and what yarn I'm using and what hook. And I think I forgot to update it to put the Scented Stitches link in there. I think this will flow easier when I am done having to pull from the outside of this cake. I just see it getting smaller and smaller, and I'm just like, hallelujah. I cannot wait until I have used up this whole cake of yarn, because I don't like pulling from the outside. But I did it so that I could reverse the colors. I wanted the stripes to reverse the colors to reverse in order. That's why I did it. I like doing that on the Supernova. I don't know why. Of all the star blanket patterns, I usually only do that on the Supernova. I reverse the color order. So if I'm using Mandala or another cake yarn, I start the first cake from the inside, because that's how I prefer to pull my yarn. And then the second one I'll do from the outside. And then the third one, if I go on to a third, I'll go back to the inside, and then the outside again. So I'll alternate the starting ends. It's just a little thing that I do. Thank you. I don't know what that was. I have a feeling it was a gift. Thank you. I can't see them. I don't know what it was. Ooh, my yarn changed colors. When did that happen? I feel like maybe that happened a while ago and I didn't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not feeling like I'm in flow at the moment. I feel awkward. You know what I think will help? This little squeaky chair here. There we go. No pharmacy or hardware though, I don't think. I probably just built it up in my mind, to where it was everything. But I remember thinking, oh, it's like a cross between a Michael's and maybe like a Home Depot, I think. Is this the 6-day star blanket? This is the 6-day Supernova, which is very similar to the star blanket. That's better. Now I feel better. I think I was just reaching too far. Six-day Supernova. It's free on my site. Free with ads on my site, or you can purchase an ad-free PDF copy. Thank you, my friend. That is so kind of you to say. I'm getting there. Thanks for following. Hi, Elizabeth. We got 2 more points to go to the beginning of the round. Let's see. It's been an hour already. So it's about I probably talked. I've been talking and like pausing a lot. And this is probably the longest round, this front post round. It takes a little bit longer to do than a regular double crochet round. So we'll just chalk it up to that. But an hour around. Woof! Blanket's getting big. What was that you're rubbing on your? It's Scented Stitches Stitch Balm. It's an aromatherapy balm that you put it on your finger, and then the yarn, as you're tensioning the yarn, over that finger, it picks up the aromatherapy, the balm, picks up some of the balm, and then it adds that scent to the work. It's cool. I'll have to find me some. You can use the link in my link tree. Thank you very much. Almost there. Almost there. That was one round, and it was, look how small that got just in that one round. I am so happy to see that because I am tired of working from the outside. Have I said that before today? I don't know if I've mentioned that already, that I don't like working from the outside of the yarn. May have mentioned it a few times. It's the 6-Day Supernova blanket. If you click on the poll, I don't know, can you see on this live, there's a poll. If you click on the poll, it has a lot of the answers. looks tricky. The Supernova is a little tricky, honestly. The 6-day star is much easier and more straightforward, but once you've done the star, you've mastered the star, then you could try the Superstar or the Supernova. The only thing I would say what's tricky about the Supernova is that there are a bunch of different rounds, and the 6-day star is much more repetitive. Excuse me, I almost said competitive. That would be me. Repetitive is the other one. You get it started and then you just go and go and go. This one is not quite as repetitive until you get to the end, and then there are some different rounds, and it's like they're like similar but different, and that makes it tricky. It's just a little more difficult pattern to read. I'll say it like that. Yay, I made it. I made it to the end. Hallelujah. Oh my goodness, that took so long. I almost fell asleep doing that. That was so boring. All right. Oh, my camera went out at the perfect time. Now this is going to act up again, right? I have to unplug it. I shouldn't have to do that every time. Well, at least it came back. What can I say? All right. All right, let's see how it's 8:36. Let's see how long round 7 takes me. Chain 1, single crochet in the same stitch, and in each stitch around, making 2 single crochet in the center stitch in the peak. So let me see if I can fly around this blanket and do this quickly. Man is asking what happened with the turtle nest. Thank you for asking. All the turtles died. Sadly. They did not make it. They excavated the nest and there were turtles at the bottom of the nest that were pretty undeveloped, and then turtles in the middle layer that were a little further along, and then the ones on the top developed the longest and died last. And they said that they don't believe any of the remaining nests on the Outer Banks are going to produce turtles this year because of the temperatures. And so I had volunteered. I reached out to a couple of the other nest parents, they call them, and volunteered to, help out, help nest sit. And they said we're not doing any more nest sitting for the rest of the season because we don't think the turtles, any turtles are going to be coming out of any of the nests. So, yep, that was what happened with the turtle nest this year. Very sad. But I went to an additional training for the stranding and cold stun responder. So I'll be one of the people that they call. In fact, I'm already on the list, and they've texted me a couple of times about checking on turtles, that dead turtles when they wash up, or turtles who are in trouble and need help. And then we go out and if it's a dead turtle, we check on them. And check them out, and sometimes we just leave them there to be buried. Other times they, they want to study them. Especially if they have like a tag or something like that on them, then they'll want them to be transported back to, um, the, I don't know why this word is escaping me. The place where the fish, they have the big indoor aquarium. We take them back there, and they study them. Yeah. So, but I haven't gone out on any of those calls yet. I've been contacted a couple of times in the last couple weeks to go out, but I haven't gone out yet. So, but thank you for asking. It was sad for me that that happened with the turtles. I knew that it was not going to be a good outcome after everything that we had done. We moved the nest, and we did a bunch of other stuff, and we're watching it and listening to it, checking it every day. And then, they excavated it, and I just had a feeling they were all going to be dead. So I didn't go to that. I didn't go to help with that. I didn't think I could handle it. So, Pat Jacob says, I have 4 unfinished star blankets. 3 of them are about the same size. When they start getting big, I start a new one. I was cursing the star blanket this past weekend. And mainly, I think what bothered me the most about the star blankets that I was working on was that I made them with that Karen Ogo scraps. I did the Stash Bust September, and I had all my Ogos, and I deconstructed them all, and I made those star blankets out of those deconstructed Ogos. And so they had an ungodly number of ends to be woven in. It was all day, and I'm still not done. I still have one more to do. I have 1.5 to do, I believe. And the one that I'm putting off to the end is the one that I was doing on lives, and I was changing colors on every round. So right there, I'm just asking for ends, just doing ends, for no reason, and creating extra ends to weave in. And also, it's short pieces of yarn, like those Ogos don't have a lot, or didn't. I should speak of them in the past tense because they have passed away. They have been discontinued, so they're in the undying lands now. They're dead. They're gone, dead and buried. But yeah, what the heck? I don't know how many yards they had on them, but it wasn't a lot. And it was divided up into 4 colors. And sometimes part of the color, one of the colors, would be at the beginning of the Ogo, and the other part would be at the end of the Ogo. So here you have, I don't know, 50 yards of each color. And maybe that's divided into 2 because, half of it ended up on the front end of the turd, and the other end ended up on the back end of the turd. I'm sorry to say turd, but that's what I called them, yarn turds, because that was kind of turd shaped. And pardon my vulgarity. I know that's gross, but it's true. So you've got all these ends to begin with, all these different ends and ends and ends and ends in short pieces. And plus I was changing color on every round, which was stupid, but it actually ended up turning out really nice. But that's the one I haven't done the ends on yet, so I have to tackle that at some point in the near future because I want to get them all photographed. So that's a goal I have, photographing those guys. Um, and then on top of all that, I still have, oh, and then, so, and then doing these blankets, you know, as you go around, more and more yardage is required. So on one of them, I had a specific sequence of colors. So once I got to, you know, those longer rounds, I was really like, am I going to have, you know, when I ran out of a yarn color, that was it. That the blanket was done. And then the other one, I did not have a specific sequence of colors, so I could play with the order of the colors a little bit. And then what determined what color I was going to use was, do I have enough to go around, you know, to do this whole blanket in this, you know, to do a whole stripe with this color. So I had to choose kind of wisely. But I was doing yarn chicken there a couple of times at the end of one of those blankets, but it all worked out, and I just have the ends to weave in. And then I'll photograph them all, and hopefully this one will be ready to photograph pretty soon too. And you know what I totally forgot about this month was the chaos scarf. Maybe because it hasn't been very cold, I haven't been thinking about scarves, but I do have something called the chaos scarf that I should release. What do y'all say? Are y'all ready for scarves? Yes. Chrissy says yes. All right. Chrissy's ready for it. Amanda's already made one. I have made one and it's ginormous. Ginormous. Pat Jacob says, I don't have ends because I used Karen cakes. Well, that was smart. You're looking for a pattern right now? All right, well, DM me and I'll send you the chaos scarf. I'll send you my chaos scarf. It's got granny square, 6-day granny squares. And then it has, and then you put them together and then it has 6-day, like stripes, chevron going along the side, attached to the side of the granny squares. It's amazing looking. And then you go around the entire thing with 6-day granny again. That's why it's called chaos, because it's all this different stuff in different directions. And I'm doing a blanket in that same style. I'm working on it in the Betty McKnitiverse chaos blanket. These are, and these are two of the squares that I've made for that. And they're from the Ogos. Look at that. I don't like showing that on video because people say, that's giving me anxiety. So I don't want to give people anxiety with my yarn ends. But that's going to be the chaos blanket, 6-day chaos blanket. Is it a beginner pattern? I would say it's easy. It's not beginner, but it's easy. But you can do it. Join my, you know, community on Facebook and we'll help you. Getting ready to go on to the next color. Can you do a granny square? You can do a granny square, you can do it. Okay, you can do it. You're going to probably struggle a little bit with the 6-day kid blanket section, but we'll help you out. I can tell you're going to be a good listener. You know what? The people who have trouble, the most trouble with my patterns, are the people that have been crocheting for a long time, and they think because it says easy that it, they're not going to have any problems. And then I don't write things or do things the same way as, maybe other designers that they have worked patterns with, although we're all supposed to be using standard, pattern writing. Um, you know, they, what happens is they'll see it and they'll be like, I've never seen that before. I think she means this. And then they'll change it and then it throws everything off. They overthink. I'll say it like that. They overthink. I find that the beginners don't overthink as much. They just they stay in line. They do what they're told. They read the pattern. They're like, okay, it says do this. I'm just going to do this. And then they just do it. So more often than not, it's overthinking of the pattern. Every once in a while, a crocheter does catch a mistake or a typo or an error. And my patterns are not perfect, obviously, even though I have them tested and all that stuff, but things always slip through. Things always somehow get missed, but it's not usually an error when somebody is having difficulty. It's usually that they've misread it and they think there's an error and then they fix it. It's the more advanced, more experienced crocheters who will then try to fix it. If it doesn't, they'll make an alteration and then it just makes things worse. It's really sad that it takes me so long just to do 2 rounds on this. And that's pretty much all I can do on a live is 2 rounds. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm never going to be done. This is going to take forever. I don't think I'll be live tomorrow either because I'm having my self-care crochet meeting. And that's at 7 o'clock Eastern time. And that's usually the time I go live. What am I doing? I'm about halfway around. Somebody walking by right outside my window. It got kind of chilly out. I had to close my windows and turn on my heat. I got cold. I don't know what it is about like these peachy light. I don't even know what color this is I'm looking at. What is this? It's like a peachy gray. But I just love the way it looks. I just love the way it sets off the grays. It's very pretty. Thanks for sharing the live, Amanda. Round and around and around and around it goes. I don't even know if that's a song. Amy, did you switch over to football? Are you working on your man? Your man blanket. Man blanket. I still have ends on my man blanket. The yarn is Lion Brand Mandala Bonus Bundle. You can get it at the Lion Brand website or at Joann's. Almost done with the edge. Nice. Man, I think I was sitting there weaving in ends for over 4 hours. And then my friend who was here I said, I didn't even crochet yesterday. All I did was weave in ends. I want to crochet. And so I said, I'm going to start these Christmas things and the samples that I need to make. And I'm going to do that for an hour. And then I'm going to do ends for an hour. And then I'm going to switch back and forth. And so I started crocheting, and you know what I didn't do? I didn't switch. I just crocheted, and I didn't stop crocheting. The chaos scarf is fun to make. I agree. Amy says I could have predicted that. I know, right? Well, Debbie did the same thing. She said she was going to switch back and forth between her two projects, but she didn't switch back and forth. She just stuck with one. She brought like 3 crochet projects with her. Lion Brand Mandala bonus bundle. Thank you. Almost there. It's Stay by Rihanna. So I did 2 rounds tonight. And then, so let's see. I think I think I have 2 more rounds plus another repeat to go. One repeat is 6 rounds. So basically, what did I say? 6, 7, 8. So 8 rounds to go. So if I only do 2 rounds per live, it will take me 4 more nights at least to complete this blanket. But I can do it. I think it might even take longer because I think another repeat might be needed or desired. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't think one more repeat is going to be enough for me. I think I'm going to want another repeat after that, or even 2, but we'll see. Maybe I'm crazy. I'll measure it after this. See how big it's gotten. Because, when you do go around and you add, 1 round that's maybe an inch, it adds an inch to both sides. So it grows by 2 inches. But I mean, for real, it is really taking a long time to go all the way around. And it's hard to do this keep going on lives when it's boring like this. But it is what it is. We can always hang out and chat. I mean, doesn't matter if I'm on round 2 or round 200, I guess. I just, I'm bored. This is one of the reasons why I really love the 6-day blanket, is because you never, it's not the same stitch over and over and over and over and over again. It's like you do that row and then you do another one, and it kind of keeps you interested. But I mean, this one's similar. It just is at the point where these really long rounds at the outer edge of the galaxy here are like, woo, man, monotonous. So we'll see. I'm going to measure it and see what I think. I still have this much left on my second cake. I'm certain I'll finish this cake. I feel 100% certain that I'll finish it. Yay, I'm done. Holy moly. That took a long time. All right, let me see if yes, I have a couple of these little stitch markers left. I think another blanket, one of the ones the one that I haven't woven in all the ends on yet. I think it has the rest of these little heart clips that I put in here when I want to see what number of round I'm on. All right, my friends, that should do. Oh, I gotta measure it. Let me put this away. Let me grab this. let me not lose this hook, because if I lose this one, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I don't know where my other hooks are in that size. There are, I mean, I know where they are in theory. They are hiding in baskets with projects in different places. Which project that is, who knows? I mean, I can think of a project I have in that closet right there, which I'm pretty sure has a hook in it. Okay, 28, so that means it's 56. So for adult blankets, I like them to be at least 60 inches. So we're getting closer. We are getting closer. So, I mean, I have like 2 more inches around to do. So, okay, it's pretty decent size. Pretty decent size. There we go. It has to be at least as tall as me. I'm a short lady, though. There we go. We'll put it out like that for TikTok. There you go. All right, my friends. The next project that I'm going to do on lives, I'm going to do the full-size Ridgy Didge blanket when I complete this one. So I'm going to post the details for that so that anyone who would like to crochet along with me on these lives can start getting ready with their yarn. And I'll probably start that in like 3 weeks. I'm going to say 3 weeks. Because I am going to be out of town the first weekend. Oh, I'm so sorry. First weekend of November. So I will start it when I get back, a couple weeks before Thanksgiving, and then we'll be probably tackling that through the rest of November. All right, my friends, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's been wonderful. And I will see you online. Bye now.